Good day, everyone. What's going on? And welcome to today's edition of the Great White North, where I am your average, atypical, not every day, because I'm here every day, Canadian nerd, here to react to your average, typical, everyday American man, here to learn and react when it comes to Canadian slang. So, with all that said, let's get this picture to take off, eh? And we're just gonna hose right into this one.
What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American, here today to react and learn about slang words that only Canadians use. I am very, very excited for this topic because
Me too.
Slang words, well, I don't know slang in Canada. I don't really know any Canadian slang.
Well, I tell you, if you have the chance to watch the show Letterkenny, you're gonna pick up on a lot.
Which sounds very interesting. But slang in general is just such a funny thing. Like slang words around the world, I tell you, and even here in America, sometimes the slang kinda relates to whatever it means, but sometimes
I hope so.
Slang words have nothing to do with what they mean.
Oh, and I really like how in England several years ago, there were certain spots where they just started coming up with their own slang that was regional, where you would take a sentence and then the word, you'd find a word that rhymes with it, and just replace it with that completely different word that rhymed, to the point where someone would say something and you'd have no idea what they were saying unless you just kind of rhymed every word they said in your head until you figured it out.
So it's a really entertaining subject to me, and maybe I'll pick up something from this Canadian slang that I can go out, use here in America. I'm going to run out of here after this video, run up to some poor American and be like, hey, you're just shish kebabbing around, aren't you? Just shish kebabbing. And they're going to be like, what does that mean? Who are you? I'm going to be like, oh, you should have read a whole discussion about Canadian slang. Canadians would know. And they'll be like, get out of here. Get out of here. Not just scurry off. Or
You take off. That's what you do.
Anyway, let's begin here. Slang words in the Great White North. Please, can you give me examples of slang words that are used in Canada on a daily basis? I like that. I hope it is words that are like used very commonly, not like, oh, one person in Canada, or sometimes one single province, I think, might have its own slang or custom.
Yeah, like Newfoundland. Oh.
And I'd be interested to hear about slang that's maybe dedicated to certain provinces, but also slang that all Canadians would know, if that exists.
Probably.
Click is a kilometer. I've heard click.
Yeah.
Like, I've literally heard click in
And I think that's a metric term more than a Canadian, but go on.
movies and never knew what that meant. Especially when people are on boats. They'll be like, or like in the military, be like, it's 10 clicks north. And I was like, what are they saying? What are they talking about? Clicks. Is that a kilometer? Is it that simple? It's just a kilometer.
Yes, and actually, Tyler, it was about 9 months ago you found this out. But that's okay, buddy.
Oh my gosh, this is actually really good for me to know. The bush. Wild or semi-wild area.
I grew up in the bush.
The bush. Don't they say that in Australia as well? I feel like I've heard that in regard to Australia.
Why not?
Bush party? A party in a semi-wild area? Bush party? Canadians are out there having bush parties. Okay.
Huh?
I've never heard of that. You're like having a party in the middle of the woods or something? Cool.
Oh, next is what happens when you're wearing shoes and you step in a puddle. You get a...
Soaker.
Yes.
Getting water in your shoes or boots? Soaker.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely don't have a slang for getting water in your shoes. Soaker. Okay, these are useful. Very practical. Getting water in your boots. You want soaker. Feels good to say it.
Oh, it doesn't. It's always a downside. You're like, oh, I got a soaker. And people are like, oh, that sucks. Take off, you hoser.
2-4. I've heard this. 24 pack of beer. 2-4.
Yeah.
Twofer, maybe.
No, it's a 2-4.
2-6. Or a Twixer?
Yeah.
A 26-ounce bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
Canadians buying so many 26-ounce bottles of liquor that it needs its own dedicated word. Twixer.
True.
Grab me a Twixer and don't get soakered.
It's usually a 2-6, but yeah, okay.
Oh, I missed one. Atom League. Type of youth sports. Atom League. That sounds awesome somehow. Like it's nuclear powered. Atom League.
As I am not a sports person, I am not familiar with this.
I'm taking my child down to the Atom League. Sounds like they're in a superhero league or something. Okay, these are good. May 2-4.
Okay.
Victoria Day weekend. May or may not be on the 24th. So
True.
It's a Victoria Day long weekend. So it's like everyone knows Victoria Day, you're going to get a long weekend.
And we call it the May 2-4.
So it's called something. May 2-4? Okay. It looks like May 2-4 might be regional. Still slang used in Canada. Okay, so some parts of Canada say May 2-4. Okay. Cool. All right, I like this. This is pretty cool. And very, very Canadian sounding, dare I say, which makes sense. What other Canadian slang do we have? Double fisting.
Oh,
Double fisting.
2 beers
Not
at
what you
once.
think. That's right. Anyone out there who is thinking something else. Not what you think. Double fisting simply means to be holding 2 drinks at once. Like, double fisting. Got my drinks here. Okay. Is that how you do it? The shocked faces when I uttered the phrase in England. Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to utter that in the United States either. It's just holding 2 drinks. Is that actually a common Canadian slang phrase?
Yes, it is. And there's also a game that's developed out of that. What was it? Edward 40 Hands. Okay, so it's like, think of Edward Scissorhands, where he has scissors for hands. Only instead, you've got a 40-ounce bottle of malt liquor in each hand that's taped to your hand, and you're not allowed to remove the tape until the bottle in the hand is empty.
That's not a thing outside of Canada? No. Well, it's not a thing in America, that's for sure. Wow, so that's okay.
I grew up familiar with the term double fisting, yes. And it can also go to, if you're shoveling food in your mouth really fast, you can be double fisting the food, yeah.
SHIT disturber is another one that I found seems to be Canada only.
Huh. Okay.
What does that mean? Just like disturbing stuff?
To be a bothersome person, to be ruffling feathers. Yeah, you're a disturber.
They're always stirring the pot? Okay, I know that phrase, stirring the pot.
There you go. Same thing.
We're getting into it now. We're getting to some good ones. Worst case Ontario.
That's a Rickyism from Trailer Park. Well, Trailer Park Boys, I mean.
Ontario, like worst case scenario?
Yeah.
But you say Ontario?
That's right.
Is this just popular in Ontario?
No.
Very cute. Worst case Ontario. Is that popular? This right here. All right. I guess some people say this. Worst case Ontario.
Yeah.
It's much more like soothing and pleasing than worst case scenario. We'll have to take the bus. It's like worst case Ontario. We'll take the bus. So yeah, it's a lot more pleasant, actually.
It's much nicer to say. It's much nicer to hear. And honestly, it gets right by most people. They don't even notice when I say it. They just think I'm saying worst case scenario, but I'm saying worst case Ontario.
Actually, wow. Goof.
Okay, yeah.
Goof is like the least threatening word you could call someone in the United States. Oh, it's like silly. It's like you're being silly. You goofball. You're so goofy. In Ontario, it's a word that can start a fight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Prison slang for a pedophile or snitch.
Oh, that's
Seriously,
news to me.
Don't call anyone a goof.
Huh.
Don't call anyone a goof. Wow, I might have accidentally done that. Oh, you're being such a goof. Suddenly I get punched in the face or something. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
I've never seen it start a fight, but I also don't hang out with prisoners.
Man, I've never heard of that. Man. Screw the pooch and effing the dog do not mean the same thing. I've heard of this effing the dog stuff, slacking off. I was like, that's
Yeah.
not real. There's no way that's real. I looked it up. That's real. That
It's
is
real, yeah.
Screw the pooch is to f something up. Yes, they are.
True.
They sound
Make a
very similar,
mistake.
but it's different. Good to iron out the details on those two phrases here for sure. Am I the only one that feels like this is a vessel for space aliens trying to figure out everything they can about Canada so they'll fit in? Shh. Shh. Quiet down.
We now know Tyler's agenda.
No need to reveal my secret alien plans here. Givener? Givener is doing
Just give her.
something to its utmost. Givener. Am I saying it right?
Like, I'm giving her. I'm giving her all she's got. Yeah, just give her.
It's doing something to the utmost. What? Can you use it in a sentence? So I look back, right? And he's just effing giving her. And I'm like, holy F, Mike can pound a beer. All right, of course that's the example.
That's fair, yeah.
He's just giving her. So as in, like, putting utmost effort to the max.
Yeah.
Okay, giving her. I like that. That sounds like an American Southern thing.
It does sound like it, but no, it's a Canadianism.
Like, you go giving her that tractor. All you got, go giving her that. Like, I don't even know.
Let's go give her, boys.
It just sounds like it fits with the accent somehow. Wait, what does this say? And by telling someone to give her,
Yeah.
give her.
Give her.
Giving her? Give her. You're calling on them to reach deep into their soul, and that
Yeah.
you believe they will emerge victorious in whatever it is you're up to. Go giving her that hockey game. Giving her. Is that like suddenly you're just gonna win like 20-0?
Yeah, so just give her, boys.
Okay. Just watch a couple episodes of Letterkenny. I've
See?
heard of
Letterkenny. Do it.
Is this a Canadian? It's a TV series
It's a good
in
one.
the fictional town of Letterkenny,
Very Canadian.
Ontario. So it's like there's lots of funny Canadian stuff in there, right? I've kind
Yeah.
of vaguely heard of that. Lots of Canadian slang.
And that's actually where I get the obligatory pause whenever I say, what is the saying? To be fair, the obligatory pause. Yeah.
In that show, I imagine. Rip means going somewhere in a lot of places. Going somewhere. Rip.
Oh, yeah, going for a rip? Yeah.
To me, that means R.I.P. Rest in peace. Like if you game or are on the internet, people have started saying like rip, as in like something went really bad.
And yeah, that happens here too, but originally it was like this person's on a rip. Kind of like on a tear. Yeah.
Something died or went really bad or failed. You just be like rip, R.I.P. No, nothing else. But this is totally different. It means going somewhere. Going for a rip, are you, bud? Ah, these are the examples I need. Going for a rip, are you, bud? Yep, out for a rip and stopped by for a coolie. What's a
Yeah.
coolie? Oh, there's another word. What's a coolie? Can I look this up? Coolie? It's a laborer? Is that what? No, wait.
It's a drink.
An unskilled laborer? Is there? I don't think that's
It's a
what.
drink, like a cold one.
I don't think that's what we're talking about. Coolie Canada. No, not cookies, Canada. Oh, jeez. Coolie Canada slang. Coolie Canada slang. What is this? It's a low-wage laborer. Is that really what this person stopped by for a coolie? I don't think that's what they're talking about. That's probably like a beer or something.
Ding ding.
Okay. I went off on a little tangent there. Bud or buddy? Here we go.
Okay.
Classic Canadian slang. I mean,
Very much.
It's not really even slang at that point because, I mean, maybe it is, but in America, You might say bud or buddy, but you're pretty much being sarcastic. You're pretty much being sarcastic.
Where in Canada, it's more like just a general term, like, give her, bud.
Sick and joking around at that point. If you're like, hey, bud, what's going on there, buddy? Or something like that. It's never very serious.
Oh, we take buddy very seriously.
Talking about someone or a stranger.
Yeah.
Buddy over there refuses to move his car. Oh, this is like Canadian passive aggressiveness.
It can be. It's a versatile word to refer to person.
Buddy over there refuses to move his car. Kind of like that. Giver. Oh, here's this again. Giver. Giver? I feel like I'm not saying this right. It means do it. That's jokes.
Oh, yeah,
That's
true.
Jokes? Something being funny. That's a very literal. That's a joke right there, but
Yeah.
it's like shortened to that's jokes. And it's instead,
Yeah.
wouldn't you just be laughing? Is it like when people nowadays, to be ironic, are like LOL, 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 lol? You're just like saying it at this point. No need to laugh anymore. Just say it. That's jokes. That is funny.
When it's not that funny, but it is kind of funny.
They're like, why aren't you laughing then? And you're just like, guess it wasn't that funny. Mucking or muck? Eating? Mucking.
As someone who grew up in the countryside and spent some summers on a ranch, mucking means something different. That's when you take a shovel out to the horse stables and you muck the stables.
Mucking sounds like mud to me. I would
Yeah.
have thought like that meant mucking around, like getting dirty, but it means eating.
Not where I'm from.
There's a perfect example of a slang that doesn't at all, to me, fit what it means. Like, that's jokes makes sense for that's funny. Mucking, meaning eating, it's just like, okay.
No, you don't want to be eating what's in the stables. When you're mucking stables, you are shoveling stuff.
I've never heard that ever. Is that really common Canadian slang? I did not expect there to be so many things that I've literally never heard about. Like, maybe it's because I just haven't seen enough Canadian media or something. All those years of watching Degrassi, I thought paid off somehow.
Okay, one time I heard a beard referred to as a sock. Yeah.
But they were never in high school asking for a dart, a cigarette.
Yeah, that's
something
valid.
that would have happened in Degrassi too. Having secretly having their first cigarette. Ooh, very
Yeah.
edgy. Dart, okay. That kind of makes sense. Small little thingy. 2-4 case of beer. I know that one. That's the only one I've known so far. Shinny?
Correct.
Shiny? Shinny?
Shinny.
Pick up hockey. Oh, it's like a pickup game.
Yeah.
A pickup hockey game. Oh, that's
It's a game of
cool.
shinny.
A shinny. Oh, that's very Canadian. That there's a slang for pickup hockey. Okay, all right. Double double. I know the double double. Don't start with the double double. Don't insult
he learned.
me.
Good,
I
good.
know what a double double is. Gosh.
For those who don't, 2 cream, 2 sugar.
Mickey. I feel like I've heard Mickey.
It's the small bottle of liquor.
375 milliliters of hard liquor. These are so specific.
Yeah.
375 milliliters exactly, not 1 milliliter more.
Correct.
And you won't have a Mickey. But
Correct.
Mickey. Okay. Shinny, or the pickup game, has a rule about the puck and stick can't be above the ice. No slap shots, no body contact, no goalies. They wear less equipment. So it's really like a very casual pickup game.
Exactly.
Darts means cigarettes. So I guess that's actually common, I guess. Darts it's very cool. I have to say, that was a very cool slang. Give me a dart real quick. You have a dart? It's cool. Like
It is.
But again, I'm a little shocked I've never heard that before. I was with cousins in New Zealand and was asked a question I didn't know the answer to. I responded with, effed if I know. with which elicited a roar of laughter. Apparently, that's a very Canadian saying.
It is.
In America, you might say F if I know, or you might say the swear word. Yeah, is that a Canadian saying as well?
Yeah.
I would venture to say, I would go as far as to say that's an American saying as well, at least where I have lived.
North American,
There's
then.
been a couple of different states around the United States. F if I know. Like, yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Like, no explanation needed. Okay. Except the Canadians might throw an A at the end.
Fair.
That's the Canadian version. In Canada, it's pronounced F if I know, eh? I like that, actually. Gotch is slang for underwear in Saskatchewan in the 1980s.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know. This might be the one slang I may never, unfortunately, never have to use or get to use. It's gotch, underwear in Saskatchewan and 40 years ago. Okay.
News to me.
Dubs for condoms? Does anyone else remember that? Gotch, gonch, gitch pop up all over Canada.
Okay, yeah.
Although
Gitch.
none are universal. All may be understood by Gen X or older Canadians.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. What are you saying? Is a maritime, specifically AFAIK? Means what's going on? What's AFAIK? Abbreviation, as far as I know. Okay. What are you saying?
Oh, like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying tonight? We going out for a rip?
It's maritime. It's a maritime thing. Means what's going on? What are you saying? Okay, I think I get it. That confused me for a bit because what are you saying? That phrase is just like a regular English phrase. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
And like it'd be asking someone to explain something like you misunderstood something. But in the Maritimes provinces, it means what's up? What's going on? Is that fair? Is that about right?
Yeah, like, well, what are you saying, bud?
You hear that quite a bit in Ontario as well. Wow. All right. What are you saying? I would never have been able to figure that one out. If someone came up to me and was like, "What are you saying?" I'd be like, "What? Why so aggressive, man? What do you mean? What did I say?
didn't say anything.
What did I say?" And just be like, "What's going on?" It's a Winnipeg thing, but going out for a nip is getting a burger from Sal's. I don't know what Sal's is. It's a Winnipeg thing, going out for a nip. All right, I like it. Going out for a nip. More Winnipegisms. Meat shoulder. Clapping deli meat onto someone's back. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What's going on in Winnipeg? Clapping deli meats onto each other's backs.
I haven't spent enough time.
Okay. Loser cruiser is public transit. What? I praise Canada for its public transit.
Okay.
America's got the loser cruisers.
Oh, we should send him to Ottawa to take a bus.
Terrible public transportation.
Or a train.
Winnipeg handshake. Getting stabbed. Oh, jeez.
Oh, Winnipeg.
Boy.
Come on.
Manitoba. Prairie gumbo. Spring mud that never lets go.
Okay.
These are good. Yeah, no, maybe. Very Canadian. Yeah, no, maybe. Or I've heard like, oh, yeah, no. Like something like that is pretty common. Wow, these were great. Slang, I just didn't expect there to be so many.
Oh, there's
my
more.
gosh.
Yeah.
So much Canadian
So many that I can't even remember them.
slang I'd never heard. I was hoping to learn some, but this was a lot. And
Oh,
I
good.
enjoyed it quite a bit. This was a
Me
fantastic
too.
list of some of the most random things you can imagine, but also some of the most Canadian things I've ever heard, which makes perfect sense, right? These are words that were created by Canadians for Canadian situations. So this was really interesting. I feel like besides living in Canada, this is like the only other way I would have ever learned about this stuff.
Fair.
So I enjoyed it quite a bit. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well,
Oh, yeah. If you
feel
enjoyed
free
this
to
one,
give this video a like,
give that
or
like.
leave a comment.
Type it on down
perhaps
below.
with what your favorite Canadian slang word
Oh,
is.
or if we missed some slang that you think was important and shouldn't be left out. Like, how I said take off and hoser, which take off is like get out of here, and hoser being like, well, you drank a lot and now you're a hoser.
And if you're interested in more videos like this, me
or like
reacting
this one,
to Canada,
me reacting to
culture,
him, reacting
feel free
to
to
us.
subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Yes.
What's going on?
Thank you very much for watching. I enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it even a little bit as much as I did, and I hope y'all just keep being awesome. Bye.
Science, spirit, life, Nerd Pumpkin.